Put the phone down. Camilla, do it right now, or I swear to God, security will drag your entire staff out of this palace by sunrise. Imagine waking up to that exact raw audio clip leaking onto the internet at 4 a.m. and realizing it's not an AI voice. It's Prince William completely losing his mind behind closed doors. For years, the media gave you this boring, polished lie that the royal family was slowly accepting Camilla. But behind the curtains, it's been an absolute bloodbath. Just hours ago, a massive security breach at St. James's Palace exposed what the British government has been hiding. Prince William has officially executed a financial coup, completely cutting Camilla's final sovereign grant ties and leaving her practically bankrupt within the institution. When Camilla realized her personal bank codes were frozen and screamed, "You are not the king yet, William." His reply didn't just shock her. It literally changed the line of succession forever. He looked her dead in the eye and said, "No, but I control the money that keeps you relevant. Forget everything you've heard about palace protocols." Because a secret recording device just captured the exact moment the future king completely ruined his stepmother. Before I play the next 30 seconds of this forbidden tape, where King Charles desperately tries to break up the fight, hit that subscribe button right now, because this video is actively being targeted for deletion as we speak. Let's be completely honest with each other. What you are seeing right now is not a sudden argument over a financial budget. This is the final bloody climax of a Cold War that has been rotting the foundations of the House of Windsor for over 30 years. The mainstream media has spent decades feeding you the sanitized, clean narrative that Prince William had finally made peace with his stepmother for the sake of his father's happiness. They showed you pictures of them smiling at royal galas, sharing polite nods at public events, and pretending to be a unified family. But behind those palace walls, it was an absolute viper's nest. William has never forgiven Camilla. He never forgot the tears his mother, Princess Diana, shed on the bathroom floor at Kensington Palace, while younger Camilla was quietly orchestrating her entry into Charles's life. William played the long game. He smiled for the cameras. He followed protocol, and he waited. He waited for the exact moment when the balance of power would shift into his hands. And that moment arrived when King Charles's private health struggles forced him to step back from the daily management of the crown's vast financial empire. This is where the real mystery begins. The part the palace lawyers are desperately trying to seal from public records. According to highly classified leaks from the Treasury's royal liaison team, Camilla didn't just step up to support her husband. She quietly began building a shadow court within Buckingham Palace. She knew that Charles's time on the throne was finite, and she was terrified of what would happen to her the second William wore the crown. She knew William would have the power to evict her, strip her status, and push her into historical exile. So, she took matters into her own hands. Camilla's senior advisors secretly drafted a legal loophole within the sovereign grant framework, the public funds that keep the working monarchy running. This loop, known among high-level auditors as the Reserve Ledger, was designed to funnel millions of pounds independently into Camilla's private household administration, cutting out the future king's oversight entirely. She was effectively establishing her own autonomous financial empire, securing private security contracts, hiring lifelong political strategists, and ensuring that her biological children from her previous marriage were quietly being positioned to inherit estate privileges that belonged strictly to the royal bloodline. To put it in plain English, Camilla was trying to build a bulletproof fortress around herself so that when William became king, he wouldn't be able to touch her money or her power. But Camilla made one fatal mistake. She completely underestimated the sheer, terrifying brilliance of Prince William's intelligence network. For the past 6 months, while the public was distracted by royal health updates and media gossip, William's transition team had launched a silent counter-operation codenamed Project Horizon. They weren't just auditing files. They had active cyber forensic teams tracking every single transaction, every internal email, and every encrypted message leaving Camilla's private wing at St. James's Palace. William wasn't looking for minor accounting errors. He was looking for the ultimate ammunition to legally destroy her institutional relevance. And what his team uncovered inside the secure archive database sent absolute shockwaves through the Privy Council. They found that Camilla's team hadn't just secured funds. They had actively tried to alter the post-succession legal framework, attempting to guarantee that even after Charles passed away, a massive chunk of the king's personal wealth and sovereign grant protections will remain locked under Camilla's sole control for the rest of her life. It was a literal financial coup attempt from inside the palace. When the data log was placed on William's desk, the future king didn't take it to the lawyers. He didn't call for a family meeting. A source close to the Prince of Wales leaked that William looked at the file, closed it slowly, and told his private secretary, "She thinks she is playing a game with my father. She forgets that I am the one who inherits the board." The stage was set for a total wipeout. William didn't just plan a budget cut. He engineered an institutional execution that would not just strip her money, but completely break her spirit. This was a dark, boiling tension that existed in the air before that door slammed shut and the raw, screaming match began. Camilla thought she was securing her future, but in reality, she had just handed Prince William the exact weapon he needed to fulfill a 30-year-old promise to his mother's memory. The actual showdown didn't happen in a grand throne room or under the watchful eyes of the Privy Council. It exploded inside the private oak-paneled library at St. James's Palace, a room deliberately chosen by Prince William because it has no official recording channels and sits far away from the public staff wings. It was exactly 11:15 a.m. when Queen Camilla walked into that room, holding a tablet that was flashing a red security alert. Just 10 minutes prior, her senior financial director had tried to authorize a routine security and travel clearance payment for her upcoming private estate visit. The transaction didn't just fail. The screen displayed a chilling, centralized system message. Account suspended. Refer to the office of the Prince of Wales. Camilla was shaking with an untamed, visceral rage. She didn't just walk into the library. She slammed the heavy double doors so hard that the crystal chandeliers rattled. "What is the meaning of this, William?" she shrieked, throwing the tablet onto the desk right in front of him. "My staff's operational bank codes have been locked out. My personal expenditure clearance is frozen. Who do you think you are to touch my household accounts?" William didn't even look up immediately. He was sitting at the desk, quietly reviewing a stack of financial ledger logs compiled by Project Horizon. When he finally raised his eyes, there was no warmth, no royal politeness, and absolutely no fear. His expression was a wall of pure ice. "Sit down, Camilla," William said, his voice dropping to a freezing whisper that somehow carried more violence than her screaming. "And lower your voice. You are not the sovereign of this house, and you will not shout at me in my own palace. Your father is the king." Camilla shot back, leaning over the desk, her face pale with humiliation. He signed those sovereign grant allocations himself. You are committing a legal coup behind his back, and I will have him reverse this before the sun goes down. This is the exact moment where the room completely turned into a psychological battlefield. William stood up slowly, towering over his stepmother, and tossed a single, printed document across the mahogany table. It wasn't a budget sheet. It was a formal, irrevocable directive stamped with the highest executive authority of the Duchy and the Transition Council. "My father is resting, and he will not be disturbed by your panic." William delivered each word like a slow-moving bullet. And as for the king's signature, it doesn't matter anymore. The central bank infrastructure of the sovereign grant has been migrated to the upcoming range transition ledger. As of 8 a.m. today, your independent funding lines are dead. If your staff wants a single pound for a car, a dress, or a salary, they will submit a manual request to my desk, and I will personally deny it. The realization hit Camilla like a physical blow. The absolute financial independence she had spent years quietly manipulating from behind Charles's back was wiped out in less than 4 hours. She was being financially castrated, stripped of her autonomy, and turned into a dependent beggar inside the very court she thought she ruled. But if you think this was just a fight over bank accounts, you are dead wrong. This is where the first massive, stomach-churning twist of the scandal drops. As Camilla fiercely threatened to call a press conference and expose this internal warfare to the global media, William reached into his suit jacket and pulled out a small, encrypted black flash drive. He dropped it onto the glass table with a hollow click. "Go ahead, call the press," William whispered, a dark, terrifying smile appearing on his face. "Call them right now. And the second your PR team releases a statement, I will release the contents of this drive to every major news syndicate in London and Washington." Camilla stared at the drive, her breath catching in her throat. "What is that?" she asked, her voice cracking for the first time as panic replaced her anger. "This," William leaned in, his eyes narrowing to slits, "is the full digital audio log captured from the archive room 3 days ago. Your personal secretary didn't just log into the historical database. Camilla, they use a military-grade transcription application to download the confidential medical updates and private inheritance diaries of my mother, Princess Diana. You weren't just securing your future. You were actively stealing her private history to use as blackmail against my succession." The library fell into a deathly, suffocating silence. Camilla's hand flew to her mouth as her face lost every ounce of color. The trap hadn't just closed. It had completely crushed her. She hadn't just been caught manipulating money. She had been caught running an active espionage operation against the memory of the dead princess and the future of the crown itself. William didn't wait for her to deny it. He picked up his files, walked past her without a single backward glance, and left her standing alone in the shadows of the locked library, completely ruined and utterly blindsided. The library doors were still locked, but by 2 p.m., the absolute secrecy the palace had relied on for centuries was completely vaporized. It didn't start with an official BBC announcement. It started with a single, highly destructive leak on Twitter that sent the global media into a state of pure frenzy. A verified whistleblower account inside the UK Treasury leaked a redacted screenshot of the internal banking network, showing Queen Camilla's executive financial codes highlighted in neon pink with a flashing status: revoked by Reign Transition Authority. Within exactly 12 minutes, the hashtag Palace Coup and hashtag Camilla Blindsided were trending #1 worldwide, generating over 2 million tweets. At Global Media _X, breaking: total war inside the House of Windsor. Reports indicate Prince William has stripped Queen Camilla of all sovereign grant funding. Financial data lines completely severed. Palace sources called an unprecedented constitutional execution. The internet went into absolute meltdown. People couldn't believe the sheer scale of the humiliation. On TikTok, prominent creators began uploading emergency videos analyzing the sudden digital blackout of Camilla's staff. But the real explosion happened when a well-known international political commentator dropped a bombshell thread that exposed the dark truth behind the funding cut. At the Whistle _EK, this isn't a budget issue. Insider sources confirm a secret device running a transcription app was found inside Princess Diana's private archive rooms at St. James's Palace. Camilla's office was reportedly downloading classified inheritance files. William found out and pulled the plug. Absolute madness. The reveal hit the public like an earthquake. Across London, news channels immediately cut their regular broadcast to show live chaotic footage of crowds gathering outside Buckingham Palace. Comment sections turned into a toxic battlefield. One viral tweet with 500,000 likes read, "William just did what Diana couldn't. He completely cut off the supply line of the woman who ruined his mother's life." Iconic. But while the internet was celebrating or screaming in anger, a senior palace reporter leaked a second, even more terrifying detail. The financial freeze wasn't just administrative. It had automatically triggered a security lockdown on Camilla's biological children, Tom and Laura. Their security clearances for all private royal estates were instantly deactivated. William had used this moment to send a brutal message to the entire world. The outsider's bloodline is officially erased from the future of this monarchy. With international news anchors demanding an official statement and the palace remaining entirely silent, the world was left asking one terrifying question. If William can do this to the Queen while the King is alive, who truly controls the British Empire right now? The digital explosion didn't stay limited to Twitter threads. It turned into an absolute, unhinged bloodbath across every single social media platform. Within hours, comment sections on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram became a war zone where millions of users were practically tearing each other apart. The global public split into two toxic, highly aggressive camps, and nobody was holding back. On one side, Prince William's massive fan base went into a frenzy of absolute celebration. TikTok was flooded with fast-edited videos of William set to heavy bass music, displaying captions like, "He finally avenged Princess Diana." William's defenders argued that the future king did exactly what needed to be done. One viral comment with over 80,000 likes under a major news broadcast read, Camilla thought she could use King Charles's vulnerability to steal public sovereign grant money and Diana's private files for her own family. William just showed her who actually owns the crown. Absolute boss move. But on the flip side, Camilla's loyalist factions were launching a brutal counterattack, calling William a cold-hearted, power-hungry dictator. They flooded the palace's official Instagram page with angry emojis, demanding justice for the queen. Her supporters screamed that this was pure institutional bullying. A highly shared post from a prominent royal commentary account argued, Camilla has served this country flawlessly for over 20 years, enduring endless hate. To freeze her bank codes and lock out her staff over unproven leaks is completely vindictive. William is acting like a tyrant before he even touches the throne. As the public war intensified, an even bigger panic was rotting the corporate foundations connected to the royal family. Behind closed doors, international luxury brands, global charities, and high-profile fashion houses that spent years alignment with Queen Camilla were experiencing a state of pure, unadulterated terror. Sources close to the British Fashion Council leaked that 3 major heritage brands called emergency midnight board meetings. They had invested millions into upcoming collaborative campaigns featuring the Queen as their prime patron. But with her central expenditure codes revoked and her palace database access completely dead, her name had instantly transformed from a symbol of high-status prestige into a toxic corporate liability. We can't have our brand associated with an active internal espionage scandal, an anonymous marketing director leaked to a London financial paper. If she is being investigated by William's transition team for data theft, keeping her logo on our campaigns will completely destroy our global market value. Charity directors were reportedly weeping in their offices as automated emails from Kensington Palace arrived, stating that any future fund requests bearing Camilla's signature would no longer be recognized or processed by the Central Treasury. The division wasn't just a gossip story anymore. It was a massive financial earthquake that was forcing the entire elite establishment to choose a side. The world was watching in absolute shock as the ultimate truth became clear. William hadn't just cut Camilla's funding. He had completely poisoned her name in the eyes of the global market. If you think Prince William's total financial lockdown was a final chapter of this royal civil war, you are completely blind to the real game being played behind these palace walls. The public is celebrating William's decisive move, believing he has successfully avenged Princess Diana and secured the future of the crown. But at exactly 6 p.m., an encrypted transmission leaked from a high-level server in Geneva, Switzerland, completely shattered the illusion that Camilla was standing alone and defenseless. The document leaked wasn't a financial statement. It was a highly confidential, legally binding counter-directive signed weeks ago in total secrecy. And the second signature next to Queen Camilla's name didn't belong to King Charles. It belonged to Prince Harry. The internet came to an absolute standstill as the sheer sangenia of this forbidden alliance hit the global media. For years, the world believed Harry and Camilla were sworn enemies. But survival inside the House of Windsor makes allies out of the bitterest rivals. According to an explosive insider leak from a senior intelligence official, Camilla and Harry had quietly formed a non-aggression pact months prior, codenamed Project Nemesis. Camilla knew William would try to destroy her the second Charles became incapacitated, and Harry knew William would permanently eliminate his children's remaining bloodline privileges. So, they did the unthinkable. The leaked files revealed that the transcription app discovered in Diana's archive wasn't being used by Camilla for blackmail. It was being used to extract highly sensitive, unedited legal documents, proving that William's transition team had secretly manipulated internal succession laws to bypass the king's direct authority while he was ill. The audio leak from the library wasn't the end. It was the trigger. Camilla didn't leave that room defeated. She left knowing that the encrypted drive William threatened her was already duplicated and securely locked inside a private banking vault in Switzerland, under Harry's legal custody. The real cliffhanger dropped when a prominent international broadcasting network confirmed that a massive, unedited video statement featuring both Queen Camilla and Prince Harry has already been delivered to a major American streaming platform, set to auto-release if William executes the final phase of the blacklist. As the sun sets over London, the entire balance of power has completely flipped. William thought he was executing a helpless stepmother, but he has actually walked straight into a multi-continental trap designed to challenge his very legitimacy to the throne. The machinery of the state is in absolute chaos. Palace aides are resigning in panic, and the global establishment is holding its breath. Is Prince William truly the supreme commander of the future monarchy, or has his ruthless arrogance just triggered a devastating counterstrike that will permanently shatter the British Empire before he even touches the crown? The war has only just begun, and the next 24 hours will change history forever. This is a literal battle for the British throne, and the gloves are completely off. Now, I need to know whose side you are on in this dangerous game. Is Prince William a visionary leader protecting the crown, or has his arrogance walked him straight into a trap set by Camilla and Harry? Drop your absolute raw thoughts in the comments right now. Let's get this debate moving. And if you want to see the exact second the secret Swiss vault opens before the palace deletes it, hit that like button and subscribe right now. Don't miss the next drop.